Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. Well, today, obviously, topic top of mind is the virus that's going around and dealing with all the changes that we have right now. And to help us guide us through it and give us some tools that will help make this a little easier for us is our great friend Liz Martin from On Acupuncture Massage Therapy. Welcome to the studio. It's wonderful to have you. So you deal with Eastern and Western medicine all the time, right? And the synergy between the two. And I'd like to talk a little bit about that because I think that is something that a lot more people are looking at right now under the circumstances.
Yeah, well, I'm on a mission to bridge that gap between Eastern and Western medicine. Right. And I think people need choice when it comes to their healthcare. So I think there's benefits in both. And right now, obviously, there's the doctors and the nurses are working really, really hard right now with people that believe they're sick, that may or may not be sick. They're flooded with patients right now. So what I love about what I do as an acupuncturist and a Chinese medicine practitioner is I can help those people that the nurses and the doctors can't help right now, because what's happening is they're getting tests, and whether they're positive or not, they're sent home, and then they're just sent there to quarantine. And because they need to help the people that are really sick. So what I love about Chinese medicine is we can complement that. We can help people from home. We can guide them through things that they can do naturally to help recover from this.
Right. And that's helping them with their immune system and positive thinking and all the things that we can do to help augment any Western medicine if and when it's necessary. So if our immune system is nice and strong, we have a better positioning to fight something off like this particular virus or the flu or anything else. What's interesting to me is we're getting into hay fever season. Yeah. We're into the spring and everybody has allergies, and there's a masking between the symptoms. Yeah. That's going to create a little bit more anxiety.
And it's huge. Yeah. And honestly, I'm definitely, the virus is something to protect yourself against, but I'm more scared about the emotions that are coming from this. The economy, the fear, the panic, the anxiety. People are not used to being home. They're forced to look at themselves and, but I think there's a really great opportunity for us to heal ourselves by looking at the things that are necessary in our lives. And
I have an observation about that. I really believe that when I sat back and was looking at this event that's going on, I think that it's an opportunity for us to look at each other. So the very core values that we have here, the very things that we're concerned about, the very things that are top of mind here are top of mind with every human being on the planet right now.
Agreed.
And so what does that tell us? It tells us we really are all the same and we need to work together. And we see that in the medical community, the scientific community. We are all working together to find solutions to this and to make sure that we protect our families and our friends and everybody on the planet.
Yeah, it really makes you reflect on what's really important and those that we love. And we are a network of people, a community, and now we're a global community coming together in this epidemic. So it's been really interesting. I woke up the other day and there's turkeys in my backyard and deer, and it's like the world is healing. The world is, even though this crisis is going on, the world is healing. We're healing individually. We're healing as a community, as a worldwide community. And we're really, it's a really great opportunity to reflect and rebirth. Like Chinese medicine, this is the time of rebirth. So it's really interesting how this is happening during this time where there's hay fever. This is the wood element. The spring is like new birth and new life. And that's the phase we're in right now. And that's literally what's happening with the planet right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I'm also seeing that things are being put either by universe, source, whatever your belief is, things are being put in perspective. What's most important? We're all focused on what's more important, and loving each other enough to stay home, loving each other enough to leave stuff on the shelves, take what you need and not more than that. And the other observation I have is it's a great opportunity to reconnect with family, and family as anybody born prior to 84, how families interacted. I've seen more people playing board games and talking about playing board games with each other and sitting and talking and shutting off the TV, not watching the news, not watching things that are toxic and negative, and doing things more positive. And you know how I feel, especially with law of attraction.
Yeah.
You know how this works.
Right.
If you put out positivity, you are positive. You and I walk around with smiles on our faces. We're I'm still Polly Perky, and people are like,
they're like, why is she so
happy?
That's a good thing.
And it is a good thing, because the more vibration we put out there like that, the more of that will come back to us. So all this negative and fear, all that does is waste our energy, and it doesn't help recoup this and help recoup ourselves, repair ourselves.
Agreed.
So I really encourage everybody to find positive in it, find the opportunity for us to grow as individuals.
Yeah.
And we're all growing right now, and I'm seeing a lot more eye contact with people and a lot more friendliness, similar to when another crisis happened in New York, which was 9/11.
Right.
Those days following 9/11, it was just a kinder, gentler, quieter environment. And there wasn't a lot of white noise going on.
No, it's interesting though, but this is globally. So it's like we are literally all in the same boat right now. No matter how much money or where you come from, what country you're in, we're all in the same boat. And we're, I feel like it's a forced connection to help others, and you feel better when you help others. So it's like, right, the more that we're able to help. So,
well, we're here to serve other people. We're here to learn and serve other people.
Exactly.
That's why you feel better, because you get outside of yourself.
Right.
And that's when you're feeling better, that's when you're really doing what you're supposed to do. You're connecting with your inner being, and that's who you're supposed to be. So this situation has doesn't matter how much you make, like you had said, doesn't matter what your social economics is, we're all in it together.
Right.
And I love this as a potential. I don't love that, there
What's
are people,
going on?
it's the crisis. And I'm not saying I love the fact that we're losing some of our family members to it. I am saying, though, we have an opportunity to come out of this a lot better. And I think, we've spoken about this before, about how the universe will bring something to our attention and kind of tap at us.
Yes.
And then if that doesn't work, it kind of like slaps us. And if that doesn't work, it kind of punches us in the face. And if that doesn't work, it like melts everything down.
Then it forces you.
It forces you. So I think we're at it forces you. Universe is telling us we need to be nicer. We need to connect with ourselves. We need to get our priorities back in order.
Right.
And we need to work globally as one.
I agree.
And I think I see that happening. I'm really very positive about that. I see that. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's like it's a chance for rebirth. It's a chance to start over in many aspects. Start over with your connections with your friends and your family. Start over in your careers. Start over. Maybe you do this project that you've always wanted to do, and you never gave yourself that opportunity. And now's the time. Like we are, we're forced to be quarantined now. So, and people are getting laid off, and their jobs are changing, but it's an opportunity that they wouldn't have given themselves before, that they can now do the things that they love.
And I suspect that they'll be going back. A lot of people will be going back to where they were. And I don't think it's as critical as a lot of people are making it. I think it actually is going to come back a lot nicer. But you're right. It gives an opportunity. Well, there are many companies out there that are retooling right now that have to make business different. It looks different for them, yourself included.
Thank goodness for the internet, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tool that had this happen years ago.
We would all be really isolated. Exactly. Now we're connecting more online.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's almost like more connection, even though we're isolated, we're connecting more on the online platform.
And we don't feel as isolated.
Yeah.
So just the other day, we set up a friend of mine's mother and the grandchildren. We set them up on Zoom. So now they're talking. It's really cool. Before that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And how would we have checked in if we were isolated like that? So I don't think we're as isolated as that old saying goes, the world isn't as large as we think.
Yeah.
It's quite small. So we can connect with people and relatives over in Italy. And I love that social media thing with them singing balcony to balcony.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the celebrity one where they were talking about, I don't know, I love seeing the celebrities even quarantine, because it's like, again, it's like another reality that like doesn't matter what your status are, that we're all in there singing. There's like a compilation of them singing the same song, all the different celebrities. So.
Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah, I love it when people come together. We're really great in crisis because we can come together like this, and that's what I'm seeing. So that's why I'm smiling and walking around, and I'm also watching a lot of small businesses retool. Like yourself, you have a hands-on
acupuncture
and massage therapy.
Hands-on.
Yeah, you're really hands-on. So now you're now in your own homes, and you're still providing therapy for people. You're still providing tools for people. So let's talk a little bit about some things that we can do at home that you're doing in the what you're offering now.
Yeah. I mean, I became an acupuncturist and a massage therapist and an herbalist to help people. And it's like, how could I, I'm seeing that some people are forced to shut down, or some of my colleagues are making decisions whether they're going to stay open or not. And it was tough, because I became an acupuncturist to help others. So I really have had to pivot and see, how can I serve? What can I do to serve the community right now? And I know that my medicine is so valuable during this time. So we've started to offer telemedicine, AcuTelemedicine. So where you can hop on a Zoom call and it's a check-in to see how you're feeling. We can we can look at your tongue. We can ask you some questions and give you acupressure points based off of what your patterns are in Chinese medicine. And the session's about 45 minutes, and I guide you through the acupressure points while we do breathing techniques. I'd show you the location of the point, and we'd, breathe through it together, and we put on some nice relaxing music. And at the end, I can recommend some herbal remedies that I could prescribe, as well as some foods to add into your diet. Because TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, the way we look at the body is very different. We look at patterns, we look at imbalances, and that's how we train your body to naturally protect itself.
Heal itself. Well, that's the really neat, to use that cool word.
Yes.
That's a really neat thing about our bodies, is that we do adapt. That's why the flus have to continue to adapt. So that's what the earth does, and what humans do is we adapt. And we're adapting right now to the situation. We're adapting to being at home as opposed to going to work. And that's a new tool for us. It's forcing us to slow down too, which I'm totally enjoying.
Yes.
And it's allowing us to do all these projects that maybe we wouldn't have gotten to because we were constantly running.
Agreed.
So that adaptability is really important. So you're providing tools, right, to allow that adaptability.
Absolutely. Because the body has the ability to heal itself. So it's just about guiding it. And, my expertise in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbs, cupping, massage, like Qigong. I have a background in Qigong, which is a Chinese medicine meditation where you can do certain poses that can help different things like back pain, neck pain, anxiety, depression. In Chinese medicine, we believe emotions play a huge role in your health. And the more fear, if you have a very dominant emotion, that's going to lower your immune system. So what's so important right now is to stay calm and have tools in order to combat the feelings that you're having, because we're all feeling it. And it's almost like a heaviness out there. But when you are around people that are working on themselves, like if you can become that vessel to healing yourself, then the more the others around you, we're going to have that ripple effect. Yeah. So we can see the light leaders now. We can see the light workers. We can see the healers out there because they're showing up and doing their thing. And I love seeing that. I love seeing people giving free things on the internet and doing their healings and doing their things. And I think it's so important to stay connected in that way. And as a Chinese medicine practitioner, I have a lot of valuable tools that can help the community right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said a couple of things. So you said pressure points and things like that. Talk about that. What does that mean to us who don't know what that is?
Sure. Well, I guess first you have to understand what acupuncture is. Acupuncture is where you place certain points, needles in areas, but acupressure is where instead of using a needle, you're using your hands, or you can use a tool to press on a specific point that's located on an area of the body. In Chinese medicine, there are 12 meridians or pathways in which qi flows, and they're connected to all different organs within the body. In Western medicine, it's almost like the metabolism, like all the systems need to work together to function. And when one system is off, so those points are placed along those channels. So, and where the points are is where the chi pools. So let me stop you right there, because you give this visual that I really love, because you associate it with, rivers and lakes running into each other, and that flow and that visual really works. So talk about that. Yeah. So what I tell my patients when I am explaining acupuncture is it's like mini river ducts in your body, and you want to have a healthy, vital river flowing through your body. If it's, if you think about a river, sometimes it's really gushing and, you have that nice frothy water, and that's like a healthy body if you visualize that in your body. Sometimes you get to a point where a river where there's a dam, where there's a complete blockage, and we see that as pain in Chinese medicine, and it can create sickness. Or sometimes you get to points where it's like more stagnant, and stagnancy can create sickness. So as a practitioner or somebody that's working on acupressure points, the idea with pressing on the points is to get your little rivers flowing, so that you're getting the nutrients and the things and the energy to the places that your body needs. When you're operating from a place of vital flow and everything, and there's no blockages, you have a healthy body and you have a healthy immune system. So, anxiety, diet, emotions can affect those meridians. So, so important to be mindful of what you're doing.
How do you know if, everything is open and you're flowing? I mean, I know because I feel it, because I know now, but how do you explain that? How do you explain that to someone who's not sure? Do I have the flow? Do I not have the flow?
Well, I think most people know, like, whether they're feeling bad or not, or, I think the first step is like being connected with your body, which most of us are not. And now we're being forced to, because we're so distracted. But the first, point in healing is to be able to identify where the imbalance is. And as an acupuncturist, we can help you identify that through patterns, through the questions that we ask, what we see in your tongue. If you're in the office, how we feel your pulse. So I think it's really just first getting in tune with yourself. And I always know when I'm getting sick. And I think a lot of people do. I think sometimes we ignore it because it's just inconvenient. Yeah. But I think if we come hyper aware of our own bodies, it's best, because then we can help other people help us. So as a medical profession like yourself, I know if I can tell you some of the things that I'm feeling, it makes it easier for you to prescribe the right things that I need to do. Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. Agreed.
So it's really important for us to become in touch with what our body feels like, and when it feels healthy and when it doesn't.
We are the only ones that know ourselves. So, one of the things I notice when I get people come into the office or when I'm talking with them is that I get the people that have tried everything Western medicine. They're like, I've done this. I've gone to this doctor, that doctor, and they can't figure it out. They can't diagnose me. What I love about Chinese medicine is you don't need to have a diagnosis. We do treat the symptoms, but we prevent, and we do get to the root of it. And we don't need to put a label on it. We can help to treat without knowing exactly what it is. And those people are the ones that we help within just a couple of weeks. And they're like, oh my gosh, I should have came to you first. And we're like, yes, because we're treating the root. We're treating, what the initial cause of it was. There's no coincidences to things, and you know your body better than anyone else. You know your body better than I do. So those little coincidences, I don't believe are coincidences. They mean something to us in Chinese medicine. So.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in coincidences, so neither do you. No. And I know that it's meant to happen a certain way. So we just have to make sure that we build up our immune system. And that's one of the things you could do to build up your immune system.
Exactly.
And believe it or not, positive attitude helps our immune system.
Yes.
If you're sitting there and you're watching the news and it's all negative, it's very, very toxic.
Absolutely.
And I'm not, listen, I appreciate getting information, and we need information, but you need to really limit that. You need to limit the negative stuff and have positive things in your life, and really that should be your go-to.
Agreed. Yeah, your mindset is everything, and who you surround yourself with, and we are in control of our minds. If we learn to adjust that, we can help so many we can help ourselves, and then in turn help so many around us, because we're being positive and loving that.
The things we think are our beliefs. So all a belief is our thoughts we keep thinking over and over again. So we can change our beliefs to being positive beliefs, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You are listening to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia, and we're here with Liz Martin from On Acupuncture. And we're going to take a little break, but we will be right back. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas you'd like to hear more about, please email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. And of course, follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. We love hearing from you. We answer every email and post personally. And yay us, we're going to be live streaming on Facebook starting in April. Yay. So we are here talking to the great, wonderful, magnificent Liz Martin from Hands-On Acupuncture and Massage Therapy. And I love this conversation because it's uplifting, it's positive, and we need to be positive at this time. It's always good to, when we're in situations that might be more challenging, to try to find the positivity in it and try to just handle it. We have to handle things, but we can still be positive and have a positive outcome and mindset. So I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm seeing a lot of meditation coming out. And I know I've been doing a lot of meditation, and it's keeping me all spunky and happy.
Yeah.
Takes out all that white noise.
And self-care. Yeah. What I love about Chinese medicine too is the fact that, anger, that a lot of people have anger right now. This is the season of anger and repression and all that stuff. But when you learn to process your anger, it becoms motivation. You ever be so angry that you do so many things, and it's you get so motivated.
Where'd you get that from, Liz?
You can learn to transform those emotions into a positive thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Well, let's look at negative emotions. Negative emotions, where does it put you? It just puts you kind of in a hole, right?
Yeah.
Put you in, I always get this visualization of this black cloud.
Yeah.
So I have this blackness around me when I see this negative stuff coming in, and I just won't have it. So, but when you're positive, there's a lot of light.
Right.
And there's a lot of goodness. And then you find, it's funny, when you open your mind to something like that, answers come. If you just quiet your mind.
Be willing to be open to the answers.
And not hold on to the result. So if you want it to happen a certain way, likely it may not.
Right.
There's a high likelihood that it may not. However, it's still going to end up where it's supposed to end up.
Agreed.
So we can fight it, or we could just go with it. So again, going with that flow, you have to kind of go with that flow, just like
There's
we're doing
ebbs
right
and
now.
Flows to everything.
Exactly.
The earth is in an ebb and flow right now, our bodies, and we're all connected as a community. Just like we're connected as a community, we have connections with the meridians in our bodies, and the idea is to, adjust and flow. And, that's why there's the yin and yang symbol. You have to have both sides in order to appreciate life and,
Absolutely.
And to go through things. So
if everything was good, it would get boring. And if everything was bad, it would be hard to handle. So that nice balance, that's when you're in balance, when you have, good and a little bad. You handle the bad, but it's still good.
I don't know if
not
everything
so bad.
isn't always bad. It's just perspective, right?
It's just more challenging.
Exactly. It's just challenges, it's lessons, and you learn to navigate them, and you come out better after. And you don't know the light until you've seen the darkness, and the same thing with being in tune with your body. I think the first thing that you can everybody knows when they're around a negative person, right?
Sure.
You don't want to be around that person. You feel tired after, or if you're around somebody that's positive, you feel more energy, you feel uplifted. And you know, to answer your question from before, like, I feel like that's how you can tell if you're in balance, if like you feel good, like you're navigating throughout the day, you have energy, like you have positive ideas, you're smiling, like that's how you know that your body is in balance. But if you, like, your body knows itself good, like pain is a sign that there's an imbalance, right? It's pain or stressors or things like that means that you have to deal with something, something that, we see anxiety as like, something that you're not expressing or something that you're not like consciously dealing with. It affects the subconscious mind. So that's how you can learn to become in balance and identify, but looking at the positive and negative of emotions.
So two things I try to do every day is when something is challenging to me, I try to see what lesson I'm supposed to learn. Right. It makes the learning curve a lot shorter too when you look at it that way, as opposed to get emotional about it. Yeah. When you're emotional, you're in your ego. When you're non-emotional, you're in your observer. You got to try to get into your observer sooner than later. So I really love being able to do those swings a lot faster now. When I see something challenging come along. And now the second thing totally went out of my head. So we'll go back to that when it comes back. It just happened. Whoop, gone.
Yeah. I was just thinking about like blockages. Like I feel like as a acupuncturist, I'm like an expert in figuring out that's one of the reasons why I love being an acupuncturist, because we're problem solvers. Yeah. And we try to figure out where the blockage is, like which meridian is it, based off of what we're hearing, what you're telling us, the emotions, what hurts, so we're constantly looking at the bigger picture of all the network of things. And then we're picking points based off of what we're seeing in the imbalances. So,
I'm sorry. And fear, and this is what I wanted to say before, and fear is really something about the unknown. We don't know. That's what we're fearing, but we're putting it in our own head. I actually do an exercise with a lot of my clients, and the exercise is showing how we put fear in our own head, even when we're in a safe situation.
Right.
And we put them at the top of this very tall building, and we have them look down from this very tall building.
Yeah.
Now they're really standing wherever they are. So they're really literally safe, but they get the feeling, that anxiety in their body, and what's putting it in there? They're putting the visual of the potential. So it's the fear of the unknown, the fear of what could happen, but it hasn't happened.
Right.
And it's not happening. So if we could just stop the fear and just look at what's happening right now in front of us and deal with those elements, we won't be tapping on and piling on additional things that are just getting in our way from what the real issue is, right?
Right. Agree. And I think what's really also interesting is we just finished winter time, which in Chinese medicine is the element of water, and water is fear. So like if people are imbalanced, the fear is going to come out. So like we're transitioned from water to wood. So water is what nourishes wood. So if your water is out of balance, you have a lot of fear, it's going to go into the wood season, which we're in the anger season, but it's also the season of rebirth. So we can turn this fear into positive by maneuvering and expressing and having our ideas come out, and within the wood season of rebirth and motivation. And so the idea behind Chinese medicine is you don't want to like close in your emotions. You don't want to repress them, because then they're going to become physical pain. They're going to become physical. And so, this is a really great opportunity right now to express your ideas. And it's just everything happens so perfectly as much as it, what's happening in the world, like you have to look at it like a positive. Like you wouldn't have had the opportunities that you have now if this didn't happen. And, I am sorry for the people that are suffering right now, but this is an opportunity for us to pivot and really look and rebirth. And that rebirth is coming in spring, which always to me was the rebirth of all the season, so you're seeing the buds on the trees, and you're seeing life come back from the winter
lockdown, if you will, for trees and plants and
it's coming
the earth.
Soon where we can come out.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Although it was snowing this morning.
Yes,
but it's coming out, and I see the symmetry of the timing. Again, just from an observer standpoint, it's an interesting thing to watch. While we're going through it. But so meditation, I speak about it all the time. I really, really believe in meditation. I've been meditating because it just keeps that positiveness in, and it keeps all that white noise out, that negative stuff away. So I just want to take a couple of minutes and maybe if you wouldn't mind going with me.
Sure.
And just do a little bit of a meditation. If you, as listeners, want to just do it, I don't encourage you if you're driving your car to do it this second, but maybe pull over and stop. Just a couple of minutes. So I want you to all take a deep breath, big deep breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. I want you to close your eyes. And as you continue breathing deeply, check in with your body from head to toe. So I want you to feel the sensations in your neck, in your head, and your shoulders. Then I want you to sweep down to your legs and your knees and your ankles and your feet. Still breathing deeply, breathing in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. And I want you to notice the feeling of each breath as it moves in through your nostrils and out past your lips. So right now you're in present moment. You're staying engaged with what's happening right here, right now. And this is the key to finding greater inspiration, accessing your creativity, and living a more meaningful, full life. So I want you to just continue doing that deep breathing. Exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. For those few short seconds, and it only takes 17 seconds for you to create a meditation and create that quietness in your head and stop all that noise that's going on in your head. With all that noise quieted down, I'm sure you felt a little bit more calm. So for me, I do this whenever I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed, and when we're seeing what's going on and we're feeling a little anxious, try to give this a little try, play this back. It's always out there, so take a tape of it or find a meditation that works for you. It's not meditation where you have to have a white sheet of paper or only see white. That's not really what meditation is. It's to quiet your brain and to stop thinking about other things. That's why we go through doing this. That's why I love Kundalini meditation.
Yes.
Through actions and sounds, it also helps you shut off your mind. You may try a short 3 minutes. I know
medical Qigong is similar to that.
Medical Qigong.
It's breath work and mantras and things like that.
Yeah, I've done the Qigong with you, and that's a really great feeling too. And it's very specific, and you help them through the Acu telemedicine. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so I can prescribe specific meditations depending on what's going on with the individual. Somebody that comes in with back pain, we would do a specific, it's tough to do over the radio. I wish I could show you, but, there's different things that are prescribed, depending on what kind of imbalances the patient is experiencing. So, we can prescribe specific meditations for them.
I love that. And if I'm having acupuncture right now I can't get it done. Is there any way for me to maintain it? Is it important for me to maintain it? Do I lose anything by not maintaining it?
Yeah, it is important to maintain. If you miss, the idea is each treatment's supposed to build on the next one. And if you wait too long between the next treatment, it's almost like a yo-yo effect. And, as long as, I know it's not acupuncture, it's not the same as acupuncture, but at least with acupressure, you can keep the flow, you can build on to that treatment protocol that you've been doing. So it's important that you stay connected with it. Otherwise, when you come back, it may almost like be be almost like starting over. So I am encouraging my patients to continue with the telemedicine. This way, at least we're doing that to enhance their healing so that they're not so far off when they do come back.
Yeah, so that it's almost like a maintenance, but you're doing it from home with your guidance through like Zoom or those methods.
And if anything, I'm spending more time with you than you would be in a treatment room, because normally you'd be sitting with acupuncture needles for at least 20 minutes. But this time, over the phone, it would be me guiding you through the entire treatment. So, which is a really great benefit, I believe. And
And I think you could walk away using some of those pressure points in times when you're a little bit more stressed. You'll know where those pressure points are. So to me, it's like taking a mini class at the same time as getting a treatment. I like that. You're learning more Chinese medicine. I know that's your heart. You love sharing that.
Yes.
What about people who've never tried acupuncture? Can they start doing it this way?
This would be a perfect opportunity. I know a lot of people that are afraid of needles. So this is like acupressure can be as effective as acupuncture. The thing is, you have to do it. Like a lot of people don't hold themselves accountable to do it. So this is a really great benefit to this this type of offering now, because I will guide you through it. You could do this treatment every day, but and then when you do the follow-ups, we can kind of adjust to see like what worked for you, what didn't. We can add some points. We can go from there. But it's a great opportunity for people that are afraid of the needles to experience acupressure, because it has a lot of the same benefit. And also, this is what I've already been doing on my pediatric patients is acupressure. So it's such a great tool for so many.
Oh my gosh. How would someone be able to get in touch with you so that they can get involved in your Acu telemedicine program?
So there's two ways. I would say the best way right now, given that the office is, we're all separated, is via email, or on my website. You can go on my website, www.handsonacupuncture.com. You can email me directly, Liz at handsonacupuncture, Liz at handsacupuncture.com. I'm going to be updating more of what we're doing on the website. So and I do offer a quiz. So if you are interested to see quiz, right? So if you are interested to see what kind of imbalances you have, you can take my quiz. That's right directly on the website. It's really fun. You can kind of see what personality type and what, and given that personality type, what imbalances may occur within your body, what element you are.
Hey, on that quiz.
Yes.
Does it, like one day you're in one mood, another day you're in another mood. Will that change the results on your quiz?
So you're supposed to take the quiz twice. The first one is like how you are as a child. That's what your natural constitution is. And then the second time you take it, and if it's different, that means that you have an imbalance. So it might change. The second time might change because based off of what's going on. So that's an idea of how you can identify where your imbalances are.
Really? Yeah. That is so cool. I love learning all about this. And anybody who's interested in learning more about Chinese medicine, you have a course, right?
Yes, I have a course right now that I've launched. It's called 5 Elements to Freedom. And we go through each one of the elements of Chinese medicine. So this is somebody that's wanting to learn more about Chinese medicine. And I give you acupressure points, some diet recommendations, and we go through each one of the elements and what that means and how it relates to your element. So if you take the quiz, it'll give you more information about that as well.
Yeah, I really encourage you to take the quiz. It's a lot of fun, and it's not long. It's really short.
Right.
But the thing that always has intrigued me about Eastern medicine, and I love Western medicine. Don't get me wrong. It's really good in crisis situations and things, but Eastern medicine, it's so empowering. Mm-hmm. You really learn more about yourself. You learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you. It's more natural. And I think we're a society that's moving more and more towards that. And it's really good even for the earth. There's no elements or components of Eastern medicine, herbal supplements that are bad for the world, the earth, our water supply, things like that, which is real important, I think, for the future of our kids. But if you, last minutes here, what would you want to tell everybody and how to kind of maneuver their way through this?
I just invite people to learn more about Chinese medicine because it's such an individualized medicine. That's what I love about it. I think that, I want to give people the tools to heal themselves. If we learn the tools that we, to identify our imbalances, then we're going to be so much healthier on earth. We have Western medicine for its great, things with its diagnostic tools and, with its emergency medicine and medicine, if we're not able to identify ourselves, but just learn about Chinese medicine. I'd love to be your advocate. I love to teach you guys whatever it is. I'm doing a lot of free things on my website right now and on my Facebook group, and Instagram. I'm Mindful Mompreneur, and, on Facebook, I'm Elizabeth Martin. So, you can ask to join my Facebook group, 5 Elements to Freedom Fighters, where I'll be posting more content on acupressure points and learning to identify your imbalances and through the seasons as well. So.
That's great. I really encourage it. And who doesn't have time right now? Got plenty of time. There's no excuse. So you could learn something new. Might as well take the time to learn something new. And another piece of advice that I would give out, and that was great, Liz, thank you so much, is take this time, focus on the positive, and find a project maybe in the house or with the family that you could work on, or learn more about Chinese medicine and empower yourself to have that freedom.
Right.
It really does open you up. That's why I became certified herbalist back in, I won't even say, but years and years and years ago before it was even a thing, and aromatherapy, because it empowered me when I had a physical issue that I needed to remedy, and Western medicine wasn't identifying it at the time.
Right.
So it saved me, and I learned so much. So it really does empower you. So reach out. Liz, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Such a pleasure always.
Always a pleasure with you as well. Thank you all for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. I wish you health and safety. Please think of others. Love yourself and your friends enough to stay in if you don't need to go out, but be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. My heart is always lifted by sharing this time with you. I want to thank Liz for being on again. Remember, we're here to serve one another. So take a moment. I know it's crazy right now, but step out of your day, do a little something for someone else. I see a lot more of that these days, and it's just absolutely beautiful, and it'll make you feel really, really good. And remember, do a little something for yourself every day. It takes 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to build a lifestyle. So start with a new habit. Being kind to one another is a really good place to start. Thank you so much for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia. Until next time, play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, show up for you, and show up big.